All right. Hello and welcome back to the Anime Happy Hour podcast. Per usual, I'm joined here by my two co-hosts who actually just happened to meet for the first time today.
Hold on.
Oh, man. That's why we can't have nice things, Jake.
Doesn't even have his headphones on. He can't hear you.
You know.
No, I can hear you. The problem is so can the fucking recording.
Oh,
yeah, well, you know.
Turn down, bitch. All right.
Well, rough start to the episode already. That's what happens when they decide to drink together. But meeting for the first time, we have Jake and Richie.
Hello.
What's up?
Recording from the same room tonight.
Yeah.
If you're watching the video version of this, you'll be able to see them kind of huddled together there a little bit.
Shoulder to shoulder, as they call it.
Yeah, we're basically brothers now. And we entertain John, the outsider. Just allowing him to feel part of the family.
Exactly.
Someone needs to do the show notes while you're sitting there drinking your Miller High Lives.
Yeah, well, that's what we hired you for.
Exactly.
Hired. I don't get paid dick.
Yeah,
you guys.
I didn't say it was a good contract.
Can I put in a request with HR here?
Yeah, it's denied.
Well, if that's not going to be the tone for tonight, I'm John, your other host. And in case it's your first time joining us, we're the Anime Happy Hour podcast. Every week, get together, discuss the world of anime, what's going on in it. We also pour ourselves up a drink and talk about what we got going on throughout the week. Well, over the last week. We discuss recent events from episodes both new and old. So here's a spoiler warning ahead of time. We're also an anime podcast, but we're also an adult podcast. So there's going to be swearing. Plain and simple. If you don't like it, peace. As you know, we have our opinions, as I'm sure you guys have your own opinions. So go ahead and leave them in the comments. We read as many comments as possible, so we like checking those out, even if they are a little salty. Lastly, we'd love to hear from you guys. So make sure to reach out to us. You can email us at animehappyhourpod03. You can check out our Facebook. Just go ahead and search up Anime Happy Hour Podcast. Or you can check out our links to everything that we have, our YouTube channel and all. Anchor.fm/happyanimehour03. Now, let's dive right in. To follow along the theme, what we cover every single week, we are a drinking podcast. So what do we got going on tonight, boys?
We got some Miller High Life, which is favorite here.
We can't go without it.
And then we're drinking some soju.
Okay.
John, you can take a shot with us?
Yeah, I got a shot right here.
All right.
So cheers to the boys.
Con pie.
Woo.
That's good.
Yeah.
That opened up the airways real good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So if you can't tell, you might not be able to understand us by the end of the episode, but for once, I got the boys riding the train right along with me tonight. So
yeah, and we're doing 2 reactions after this. So if we're slurring the outro, definitely watch the reactions.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna enjoy those.
Also watch the videos we posted up last week on our YouTube channel. We had a lot to say over that last week.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Definitely worth a watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me personally, I got my high noons. Can't go wrong with my high noons. And then seeing how we're decided to be on a wave tonight and double down in our drinking. Well, it's usual for me. But I spiked my high noons with more vodka because they never seem to have enough.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Sometimes I worry about you, John.
You just gotta accept him for who he is at this point.
Yeah.
There's no change in this man.
No, I have accepted him. Believe me. That doesn't mean I don't worry.
That's fair.
No, you guys got lucky today because being a Thursday recording, we're switching it up a little bit, I didn't get the chance to drink all day. Like Sundays, when we record on Sundays, I can wake up when I start making lunch, doing my chores around the house, I'm just drinking all day and then I go hard for the podcast. So I'm doubling down on the extensiveness, but I had a long day at work today. So didn't get a chance to start as early as I planned.
That makes sense. That's why the opening was so coherent this week.
I was wondering what was different about it.
Yeah.
Well,
now
you see,
now
I'm
we know.
switching around the screens and we're trying something new with the recordings, and I'm also blind. So my show notes are a little bit smaller than usual. They're not large on my big monitor like they usually are. So I'm still working on zoning in on that. But with that, we'll move into our Q updates and what we've been watching over the last week and a half.
All right, let's get rid of. I can't deal with the show anymore. Shield Hero.
Hero.
I'm disappointed for a third week.
3 weeks in a row. Terrible.
The Spirit Tortoise. Oh my God.
God awful.
Dude, like what?
God awful.
I had such high hopes. Like Rising the Shield Hero season 1 was like one of my favorite shows when I first started watching anime. And I was like, oh, season 2 is gonna be great. Can't wait for it. And I wish they didn't. I wish it didn't come out. I honestly do.
The thing is, we waited like 3 years for it. It's only 12 episodes, and the quality is so bad. You would think that they made it in a month.
Yeah.
The only thing that kind of holds, I don't want to say my hopes, but my grasp is the potential of like the people on people fights.
Yeah,
you can tell that all the monsters are god awful and fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That's just how they are. They switched up their animation and that's what they're going with. Wrong choice, but still. The animation as far as the characters are concerned are still somewhat normal-ish to the first season. So I think at least when they fight like one-on-one or like in a later on battle, because I mean that's what we're picking up from vibes we're getting, that it could potentially be okay as far as those are concerned. But as of right now, I'm not a fan at all.
No, it doesn't deserve any mention more than 45 seconds on his podcast, in my opinion.
We gave the first episode, 2 episodes, it's leeway to pick up pace, and it's not. So
don't get me wrong, I'm still going to watch it and probably suffer through it, but
yes,
I'm probably won't enjoy it, and that's really disappointing to me.
Yeah, it is very good. The expectations were so high.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the most, I mean, that's the biggest named show that was, that and Spy Family were the 2 shows that were like the top 2 that were going to be top 2 this season.
Yeah.
I don't think that even holds a torch to maybe in top 10.
I would put it at 10 at the highest, in my opinion.
I think Trapped in a Dating Sim is better.
I also agree.
I got through episode 2. I didn't get through the 3rd.
I've watched the first episode.
And it still isn't holding my grasp the way you wish it would.
John. Your lack of taste disgusts me.
I don't know. Everybody just seems very hollow. I'm not a very big fan of the characters in that show.
We were talking about this earlier. Just to get off of Shield Hero, let's go on to this next one. We were enjoying, there's a lot of trash TV out there that you can enjoy just mindless. This is what our trash anime show, and I'm all for it.
But I'm not going to hold it to a torch of some of the other shows that we got going on.
No, it shouldn't be held to a torch. And I think it'll be a good trash anime TV.
Yeah.
Big show. And that's all I want for it. That's all I want for it. I don't need something crazy.
About the characters, John, they're not supposed to be the best characters ever. They're the trash characters of a trash Otome game.
I'm just saying, I know. But
the way you talk
about it, because the last week when you tried to convincing me to watch even more of this, you're like, oh, the character development. And you like actually
start the main character.
No. You said of the other characters too.
Not the character development, but kind of, I don't know how to describe it because it's not politics, but kind of the way that things are maneuvering different from what we know that we saw in the first episode of the game.
Yeah.
So, and the way things have changed and are moving differently and the reasons behind that, it's actually very interesting.
It's all right. Well,
yeah, you're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see. Like I said, that being said, Birdie Wing, episode 3.
So I didn't watch episode 3. I watched last week's.
Look, man, we're failing you. I haven't even watched episode 2, but I have it downloaded both episode 2 and 3 for the airplane ride home tomorrow.
Okay. I will take everything I can to hold off until because we're recording Sunday too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we're double recording this week. So we'll make sure to cover that Sunday because that has me hyped.
I will say after episode 1, I told you I wasn't sold on the story. Episode 2, I'm in it. I'm in now.
Just wait until episode 3. There's other aspects of like the world that are coming into play.
Yeah.
That like just open a whole different floodgate and make it crazy. So you will be a fan, 100%. And I just can't even.
Yeah, I'm excited. If you're this excited about this, this makes me want to watch it even more.
Like, can we say the fact that
John's
who would have thought that a golf anime was gonna top most of these shows? I mean, Shield Hero.
I don't know. Yeah, Shield Hero. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Shield Hero is one of the most notorious, like big
most
shows.
of these shows. I'm not gonna say yet, but I will say, as I'm getting into the story, this is some of the best like animation of the season for the golf show.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
That's good to hear.
Yep. You'll like episode 3, Jake, big time.
Yeah.
We'll hit those on Sunday. The one I haven't caught up on is Love After World Domination.
You didn't watch episode 2?
Come on.
I haven't had a chance. Dude, it was on my list and I planned on watching it before we recorded, but I got home at like 6:30. So I was like, didn't have the time.
So you guys told me, because I haven't said anything after watching the show on this podcast yet. You convinced me to watch it last time. You said you compared it to the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It is like
it is the Power Rangers.
that. It's like almost shot for shot at sometimes.
Like the transformations and stuff.
Yeah, the transformation was literally shot for shot.
Yeah. And it's like all the classic colors as well. It's not anything like crazy different colors. Yeah. I did enjoy the second episode.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool the way they did it. It was also really funny. Like what they did in this. I don't want to spoil it for you, John, but I think you'll really enjoy it. It's hilarious.
Okay.
It's classic, cute, awkward couple stuff
that's like one of my favorite shows this season. So I'm ready for it. But
I like how all the actual like action and shit is just comic relief.
Yeah. That is a good way to do it.
But it's like it's not lazily done either, which is the funniest part. Like it's well done, which is funny because it's done better than Shield Hero.
Yeah. Like I don't think this is like big like spoiler, but like when she was like dead this week, like this past episode 2, that's hilarious. Like that was just it was part of the action. It was amazing.
Yeah.
That's on the list for Sunday, so we'll reconvene on those 2 shows.
Yeah, and episode 3 should come out tomorrow, I believe. So
yeah, I'll make sure to watch them both this weekend. Tamagotchi game.
Yep.
I finished the second episode. The third one came out yesterday, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
I didn't get to the third one, but I finished the second one. Big fan of that. Still grasping my interest.
So I talked to Richie about this a little bit. In the third episode, it really pissed me off. It's really good, but the show pissed me off because, like, throughout the third episode is the same game, John.
Yeah. Because they cliffhanged that.
So they had a lot of really good moments to make you theorize about who this traitor is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like different, like changing your opinion several times throughout the episode. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a fun show. And then at the end of the episode, they tell you who it is.
Well, that's whack.
Yeah, I was pissed. I was like, you've done a really good cat and mouse game with me right now. I'm very interested. I wanted to discover this myself. And then they tell you who it is.
Well, that'll be interesting to see how it changes the dynamic of like the situation.
Yeah.
Of like what's going on.
That's
so
fair.
I mean, I get the aspect of it, but I also like I'm in the same boat as you. Like it would be cool to like see everything play out, and then at the end you kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
Or at least like somewhat close to the end. Then you have like an episode or 2 of like everything happening once you know. But still, I mean, I'm a fan of the show so far. So
It's on my queue to watch. I'll have it watched by Sunday. I'll let you guys know that. I have it. That is also downloaded on my phone for the plane ride home.
Jake, I don't know if you watched it. Aoishi?
No.
Okay.
Where is that on again? Is that on Crunchyroll? Okay, yeah. I'll add it to my queue.
That looks two good. Episodes. First 2 episodes are out. I think it's a Saturday release or something.
Is that the soccer one?
Yeah.
So I've been meaning to watch it. I couldn't find it though.
It's on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it. I was just searching through updates.
Yeah, I just went to the simulcast and
it was the calendar. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm a fan. I think I like it because there's a little bit more to it than just the soccer-ish. There's a lot of soccer, but like I like the characters and like the development that's kind of following along.
Listen to how he's talking about this soccer show.
Oh yeah.
The man who said he didn't want to watch Haikyuu.
Yeah, he doesn't want to watch sports anime, but he's liking soccer. He's liking golf. I can't wait for him to watch
off, y'all
Haikyuu.
knew I was gonna like golf. I like the OVA that was posted 5 years ago.
John, word for word, when you were describing why you like that show, word for word.
I know, but you tell me to get in. I start getting you get me on this list of like shows to watch that have a lot of shows, and then I'm also trying to keep up with this week's show. So I'm working on it.
Like
plus, you now said we're putting it on the list, so now I gotta wait on the list.
You have to watch.
Now, once you watch the first season, I promise you'll watch the rest. It may take you a little while.
I need to push it off a little bit until we get to that point because I want to have a fresh perspective on it.
Well, it's got 24 episodes, so it'll probably take you that long to watch it. You're a slow watcher.
I'll either slow watch it or I'll watch it all in 2 days.
It's also dubbed as well. So
okay.
And the dub, I don't care what you fuckers in the comments are gonna say. The dub is really good.
Thank you.
There's shows that are.
I completely agree. The dub is great.
Yeah, but everyone, like on comments, anything, everyone is always like, the sub is better. The sub is better. Yeah, well, the dub's really fucking good too.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good the sub is. The dub is just as good.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Shikimori's not just a cutie.
Oh,
I watched like 5 minutes of this episode, so I can't talk on it.
How do you feel? Did you watch episode 2, John?
Yeah.
How do you feel? I want to.
Okay, first off, I know you're gonna make a comment because the whole premise of the second half is volleyball. But
look, I won't bring up their name. Don't worry. We all go. Me and you have that type of relationship with people. We won't go there. That's it.
I'm a fan.
Or are you?
That's the most notorious like thing out of the trailer that was shown was like her putting their hair up.
Yeah.
Getting serious about the situation. I still don't know how I feel about like the over dramatized, like just it might get old with the whole being unlucky thing.
Well, I think it's fair. I like how they're doing it, in my opinion. It's definitely, I mentioned this, Jake, earlier. They reverse gender roles in this show, and that's really cool. I think that's something that's not really common, especially in anime. It's, the female is usually the klutzy person who's got to be saved all the time, very like, weak, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And in this, like, Shikimori is like the boss. She's athletic. She's like super cool and stuff like that. And I really am excited to see how they play out that dynamic. It's going to probably at some parts suck. Like you said, it's going to be really repetitive.
And I have no issue. Like like I said, I love that dynamic. I love the way that it's being played out. Like I said, I just think it's so large scale that it just happens way too often, and like there's an extent to it.
It is a huge driver of the plot, which is not the best when that is what they have to rely on.
Like I have no problem with her being like the boss of the situation.
Yeah.
But at the same, Horimiya somewhat had that aspect too.
I want you to abuse me, yell at me.
Miyamura wasn't such a bitch.
Yeah, Miyamura wasn't.
He wasn't nearly as much of a bitch. But at the same time, she was like vocal and she was like very like strong-willed and everything else.
Yeah, she was a sub, wasn't she?
Yeah. She was,
which is what you expect because like they push her off as like this, the top of the class, great, but
the class president and all that good stuff. Those classic stereotypes.
I'm a fan. I'm just curious to see how it plays out as far as long term. It may get a little old when half the episode spent him just tripping on a shoelace or a sign falling on his head or whatever.
Hey, it's okay as long as his mom shows up, right?
Yeah,
facts. Thank you. Facts.
I'll say it. It's fine.
I'm about it. It was on my list for a reason, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. Did you watch Skeleton Knight this week?
Yeah, it was
I
only on
didn't
episode
watch
2,
this
right?
episode.
Well, episode 3 dropped
today.
today.
I watched
But-
episode 3 today. I think you guys will like it. I
Yeah.
think it was really good. I honestly think that this is my favorite opening song of the season.
it's
I
up there.
love the animation. I love like especially that ending, like still where he's like triumphant and it's like the
Mhm.
skull in the sky and the clouds. I absolutely love it.
I like it's kind of like a side story. I mean, they do that a lot in isekais, but it was like a little side story in episode 2,
Mhm.
Yeah.
a little side adventure he went on, but at the same time, it had a
Where he
larger
just
meaning to it.
happens to meet a giant basilisk.
Yes.
Yeah. And they add more context in episode 3 is what's going on in the world. And I think it really helps improve the show and see where it's going. And
Yeah.
again, like I really think, you get to meet the elf and stuff. I already forgot.
Finally.
She's badass, of course, which makes sense. But like it's interesting what happens in that episode. And I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's a very stereotypical like hero situation,
Yeah.
but it's still done well enough. And it still isn't like a negative point of the show, in my opinion, even though it's like a stereotypical
Yeah.
that type of situation.
I'm a fan. Is there
Uh,
anything else?
you said this was your favorite opening song.
Yeah,
My favorite opening song of the season is Shield Hero.
Shield Hero is my second favorite. I want to
Shield
say,
I'm a
Hero
big fan
has
of
a bomb ass opening for a terrible season.
Yeah. That's fair. I wish it was they switched the two. I wish it was
Yeah.
a terrible opening and a great season. I did watch Diamond. Did any of you guys watch that Recipe for Happiness?
Not yet.
All right, episode 2, guy's a perv. It's kind of very pervy vibes, very weird. Episode 3, very good. It's a return to even better. I highly recommend it for anyone to watch it if they want a good slice of life.
What's it called?
Diamond Recipe
Diamond.
for just Recipe for Happiness.
All right.
Because I don't know, it's like a DEAIMON, something like that.
Yeah, I pretty much only started watching like the big name shows of the season, so I want to get more into.
Some of the smaller ones.
Yeah.
I mean, have you had a chance to watch 86?
I
I
haven't.
haven't started.
I've been on vacation. That's why I'm, down here.
I was basically.
So I haven't had
Jake
much
out
time
for this.
Yeah.
You know.
Listen, man, I'm gonna watch it, but I have a semester
Ooh, that'll do it.
and doing a lot of shit, so I have.
You got to catch up on Bleach too. We got Bleach coming out. Yeah.
He's got 5 months ish.
Yeah. As soon as Wednesday happens, I'm all for watching Bleach and 86 and all that shit.
Okay.
Did you watch Dawn of the Witch episode 2? I know you were high on that show, John.
I haven't. It hasn't been on the top of my list. I mean, I was a fan of it, but like not to the point where like it was my watch before coming into the night.
I was just wondering if it got better because I thought
I'm gonna
the show
tackle
was
a
garbage.
handful of shows before Sunday, so
Yeah,
now
we can talk about it then.
Yeah.
If you watch it. All right, let's get to the big show, boys.
Dude.
Spy Family, episode 2.
Yeah.
Cool. I watched it with my sister. Oh my god, the opening fire, the opening song, everything. That entire episode was fire. Second one to minute 23 or whatever it is.
Yep.
I can't wait. I wish all of it was out now, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%.
Your
Badass as fuck.
mommy, your.
Yeah. She can, like you said, she
Dummy
can kill
mommy.
me.
Yeah,
She can kill me anytime. I don't give a fuck.
I'm game.
That proposal is so badass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
I've seen like the side by sides of like the manga to the show, and it's like they're both perfect. It's like even I think they look exactly the same, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm interested to see how long the whole like. There was some points where you're like, she's been in that world for a long time.
Yeah.
She's seen a lot of things. There's no way she's that oblivious to the fact, especially after everything that's happened, like at the end of the episode, with like the gunfights and like him showing up with blood and all this crazy shit. There's no way she just thinks he's like a psychiatrist. Come on now. That's a little bit blown out of proportion.
Yeah, I also
maybe if she was just like a normal civilian,
Oh
You
yeah.
could probably push it a little bit, but like she's in that world, so she knows like a lot of the shit that goes on. So
Anya's
interested to see how
reactions
long
to
they play
everything
it off.
as well. Like when she's like, when like she can like read that she's like yours talking about how she's like an assassin or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like,
A 10 out of 10.
an assassin.
Assassin?
This is awesome.
Awesome. I can't wait. I gotta be part of this. And she's like, oh, I want a mom. I really want a mom.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God.
No.
That was an adorable moment. That was really good.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I'm glad I'm ready to see where this goes. So
Yeah, I can't wait for the next episode.
But with that,
I don't think there's anything else. I will let you know. So when I flew down, I started watching the next episode of Tokyo Ghoul. Right, I still haven't finished season 1 because I've been busy.
Yeah.
And then a little kid sits next to me. And I go, all right, can't watch this show.
come on.
Look, dude, it was me, a little kid, and then the mom. And I was like, I don't feel it's like a
Sit
3
in the
hour
middle
play.
of them and you share the screen.
I should have. I'm very tempted to watch it on the way back up.
Oh, that's her fault for putting her son next to you.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Even though I was like the last one to get on the plane, but that's okay.
Depending on the episode, it could be like not that bad.
Yeah, I haven't watched the rest
You
of
got
it.
headphones in.
It's true.
Yeah.
But that kid was literally like staring at me the entire time and like
That's
watching
fine.
me watch shows.
He's
so.
gonna just share an earbud.
Yeah, I really should.
Just turn on the subtitles.
Yeah. If he can't, well, is he young enough to not be able to read?
Well, you're at least
No.
teaching them in the process.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll do.
exactly. You know,
What is that word? Murder?
kill, death.
Cannibalism?
Well, Jake, you got anything else to bring to the table right now?
I watched a little bit of Kaguya-sama. I've seen season 1 a long time ago, so I'm starting it over from the beginning because season 3 is coming out, and
Same
I
here.
really want
need
to catch
restart.
up.
Yeah.
And it's as funny as I remember.
Yep. And
That's
depressing.
fair.
Yeah.
Not show wise. I did start reading My Hero Vigilantes. Have you ever read that?
Yeah.
I've been enjoying that. It's been pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's a fun take on it. Like,
Yeah. Like,
not powerful.
Well, yeah. Yeah, the main character and stuff is hilarious.
Where is that? You just get the manga, or is it?
Yeah, I got
online
like
stuff?
I got it online. I'm a big fan of reading. I like reading stuff in paper.
Me
I'm
too.
a big old school nerd like that.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
big-
on,
yeah, same way.
it's on Viz, John.
Okay,
if you
I was
want
gonna say because I have
Um,
Viz now, so I'm.
Yeah.
might
It's
as well
very
make that
good.
Subscription worth it.
I would definitely recommend it.
Dude, honestly, if you just go click the A to Z button on the Shonen Jump and just scroll down and create a new tab for every one you want to read, you'll have like 30 tabs open by the time you get to the end.
And probably by
Yeah,
end,
I mean,
not
I
even
can
the
just
end.
save them to
Spy Family's on there too.
Yeah, I don't want to. This is one of the shows I kind of just don't want to ruin for myself yet.
That's
Yeah.
true.
If it's going to take forever to get another, well, we already confirmed last week it's not going to take forever to get another part of the season. But
Yeah. Yeah, that's because there'll be all the chapters. Yeah, my sister has read it all and she
Yeah.
loves it. She absolutely she can't wait to watch every episode.
well, with that, the news. I'm handing this one off.
Oh boy, this will be a little awkward.
Richie Ricardo here.
Let's see how this goes. All right. With the news. First big news. This is one of the things I'm very excited for. There's a new teaser from the studios behind Mob
Jeez.
Psycho with a statement saying new information will be released May 12th. Nobody knows what this new information will be, whether it's the movie, a new season, OVAs, but I can't wait. I hope it's all good.
There's been a lot of teasing on season 3, so I'm hoping it's just going to turn out to be season 3.
Yeah, this
like
is one of the
trailer or something.
my favorite show. Like, it's so well done, and the animation is absolutely beautiful.
I just thought that they ended season 2 really well.
Yeah,
So
it's at a good
I
quote unquote
could've-
stopping point. Like,
yeah,
it didn't need to. If it ended there, I would have been okay with it. But I would
Yeah.
obviously still want more.
I thought
Yeah.
it was going to end there because I went to read the manga afterwards and it was only like, I thought the manga was finished and it was only like 8 chapters more.
Oh wow!
So I'm not sure if I was just wrong at that time or if they're going to do something different here. I'm not going to be happy if they continue Mob. I'm not going to be happy until, first off, the girl finds out that he's all powerful.
That'd be sick.
And then they start dating and Mob is happy.
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, the show was a failure.
Yeah, Mob needs to be happy. I don't care. That's what needs to happen.
There's going to be a point where like he's got to get pissed off though in the season to where he hits.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, of course.
But as long as it ends with him being happy.
Yeah,
I would love to see jealousy 100% for him.
Yeah,
I would love to
Jealousy
see.
would be a good one.
That would be a crazy emotion to see for him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, this was the teaser picture. I mean, you could see the ships up in the air and stuff.
Yeah. So
So,
it'll definitely be something.
The interesting thing is, like, at the end of season 1, he fought like that group, and the thing, Reagan ended up cleaning house, but
Who doesn't love Reagan?
but I'm talking like the final like villains were super powerful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Season 2, the final villains were insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the final villains going to look like for season 3?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Because like the big organization itself, like the higher ups of the organization were who he fought in this season 2,
Yeah.
which is why I thought that it brought it to a good close. But who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it's
It'll
an
be interesting.
international thing.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's him starting his own agency or something like. You know what I mean? Like that, like Reagan expanding to be like
Maybe-
this, take over what they did. You know what I mean?
Reagan's the final villain.
I would be all for that.
Maybe.
Nobody can defeat his salt pile.
Yeah. I mean, he would wipe the floor with Mob, but it'd be cool.
Yeah. All right. Next up on the news. Anyone who follows the Black Clover manga knows that the most recent chapter, one of the best love interests, finally has been revealed to each other. Charlotte, the head captains, confessed her love to Yami. Thank God.
Yep.
Thank God. At least
I'm all in
someone.
for this.
Yeah, dude, they're the best.
I'm all in for this.
They're a great couple.
All I'm going to say is we have enough content in the manga at this point to keep the seasons running.
Yeah.
Give me
They
a
just
new
got to
season.
do smaller. They'll just got to do smaller seasons instead of
Or
like.
just continuous.
That's true. I guess they could do that.
I mean,
They're super far ahead, and the author's not gonna go much further. I think I read like 2 years ago that he was wanting to end it.
Yeah, it's probably
this is the
recent.
last arc.
Okay.
So, like the whole thing that they're with the Spade Kingdom,
Yeah.
that's like the big bad. I mean, obviously, but this is the final arc, and they've already in the midst of fighting the 3 siblings
Mhm.
in the end of it. So you could start the actual anime relatively soon and get to a point where you could finish the manga and then finish the show.
We just need more Black Clover. Period. That's all. That's it.
I mean,
That's just the end of the story.
we have a movie, right? I think
I think end
That's-
of this was that the end of this year. I believe.
end of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be canon,
I don't think they would do that.
I would imagine not.
but still.
Hopefully this. Yeah. We'll
I
give them
need it.
enough time. Yeah. I'm going to see that movie as soon as it comes out, no matter what.
We need the Asta triangle to be concluded.
Yes.
So you're talking about Mimosa and Noel?
Yeah.
Who are you for?
I'm a big Mimosa fan.
I'm a big.
Oh,
I
100%.
really, I think Mimosa's too
So it's
nice.
not even a
She's too nice.
competition.
Like Noelle, I love her character. I love what's happened to her.
I think
But
that
the
her
show-
like character development has been like top tier.
Yeah, but
This
it's
is like the Hinata versus Sakura
yeah,
deal.
exactly. And I was Hinata all the way, so
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
Mimosa all the way. There's no way, there's no way to go against it.
I mean, like I said, I do like the character development a lot, but
Yeah,
we'll see. I have a feeling it's not going to end the way I want it to, but
let's hope it does.
Before we move on, I just want to, state the obvious. Charlotte has great taste.
Yeah,
100%. Yami is the G.
Yeah.
if I was a
100%.
woman, I would simp for that man. I don't
Oh,
care.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
easily.
Homeboy just walks in, just muscles hanging out and cigarette in hand.
Yeah, dude. Oh, definition of cool.
Dimension slashing everything.
Yeah,
Missing all of his clothes that he lost in a bet.
Yeah.
taking the massivest of shits all of the time.
The emperors of shit.
Yeah, that's what he does. All right.
He has probably the best like walk-ups too, just like showing up and like fights. And
he just like holds the sword in one hand and he just like walks up. It's like All Might when he's like, I am here. It's like that type
no
of,
stress on his face. He's just like, bro, what the hell? Like you actually made me fight.
Music.
Oh, it's amazing.
I'm a fan. All right. I can go on Black Clover for a hot minute.
Hold on.
Oh boy.
John,
okay.
John,
here we go.
Let me put this out there. Yami solos the Bleach universe.
Oh boy.
No. I don't think he could. Just the way that certain Bleach Bankais are concerned. I haven't seen, there's a lot of shit in the Black Clover universe that I haven't seen really could counter it in the same way.
All right, let me stop you there. You're not drunk enough for that comment.
Yeah, we'll pick this up in a future episode.
I'll repeat it later. Start drinking.
I have been drinking. Dude, it would be a dope fight to watch, but
yeah, it's obviously not. I obviously don't believe that. I just wanted to get you going, and then you're waterboarding me with this explanation that
I'm just saying that it's like if I said something about One Piece, you'd start waterboarding us all about like the deep depths of One Piece and how it would never happen in this and that. So, you have your show, I have mine. You brought it up.
I know.
You brought it up.
But if I started doing that, you'd be saying the same thing that I'm saying now.
Exactly. All I can say is I read the manga, so I know a lot of the depths of the characters, and it wouldn't stand a chance. As much as I love Yami.
Obviously. I think Yami would get Kenpachi would solo the Black Clover universe.
Oh, easily. Especially after the last arc.
Well, I haven't seen the last arc, but Kenpachi is the OG. The only swordsman in the world that can beat him is Zoro. And obviously Ichigo, but I don't count that. That was bullshit.
That didn't count. The beginning, nah, I'm not even counting that.
Yeah.
But
now that we've been sidetracked enough, let's go back to the news.
We need one at least.
Yeah. Black Summoner anime adaptation is going to be premiering in July 22. There's a new visual and trailer that's been released. I believe it's called Flower. I want to like something like that. I think there was like Black Summoner Flower. Or no, that was another show I was thinking of. Sorry.
I did watch the trailer for this. It looks pretty good. I mean, it looks all right. It's another isekai, I believe. And
it looks good.
The action looks solid. The characters look solid. It's just like another hero party, but a little darker.
The show I was thinking of, I just thought of it, Shaman King. They just announced it's called Flower. I believe it's like, that was today. I think it got announced. So
that was getting pushed off to Sunday's notes, but thanks for
so we'll talk
it,
Look, people know it's out there. It ain't a spoil.
I like the emo look we got going here, Big
That's
fan.
fair, you would.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the general pretty boy setup for most isekais, so
yeah. The way I feel, I haven't seen the trailer or anything. This is the first I'm hearing of it, but I'm a very simple man.
Mm-hmm.
Black Summoner is a cool name. I'll probably check it out.
Yeah, it'll be a watch. It's not. I don't think it's going to top any list, but it's going to be a good watch.
Yeah,
it's kind of how I stand on it. I mean, it didn't look anything extravagant, but it didn't look bad either. So
that's fair. I mean, I'll watch it. So
yep.
Moving on. The Unwanted Undead Adventure anime adaptation has been announced with a key visual. I don't know much about this, but it looks cool.
Yeah, I saw the visual and it does look cool.
It's like
you got to look up other pictures from this.
This is the only visual I've seen that's currently on screen for our YouTube.
Just like Google it, because the main character, I love the animation of the main character.
I'll definitely take a look.
What do you mean animation? Do they have like teasers out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a few teasers like them sitting at the bar, and then there's also stuff from the manga or webtoon, whatever it's from. I want to say webtoon maybe. And like just like his character animation, like the way he looks. I mean, like this is just kind of putting it out there, but they have him like without his hood on and like full character and everything, hanging out with his party, just drinking beers and stuff. And I love the way he looks. So
I'll have to check it out.
Just like Google it and just go into images, it'll be there. I'm a big fan.
I remember like it blew up my Twitter like when it got announced, and I was like looking at all the visuals, but I didn't see any of that stuff. So
It was on one of the list of like the ones that the webtoons that everybody wanted to come into animation. So
all right. Next up on the news, Classroom of the Elite season 2 confirmed to air on Crunchyroll this July.
You have to watch season 1.
I'll watch season 1. I think I'll probably binge watch it during the break between seasons, just because depending on what's going on.
yeah.
I think it looks like it's just a continuation. It doesn't look like they're redoing it.
I hope it is. Like, I really enjoyed season 1. I didn't read the light novels. I don't know what they missed. I frankly don't care.
Yep.
I just want to see what happens next.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what it looks like for me. So I'm excited. Like I haven't even watched season 1, and from I've heard you guys talk about it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm a fan. I'm ready.
All right, next up, a couple of Kuko's anime they had a special 4-minute preview of the first episode ahead of next week's premiere. This one looks really funny. Do you get you know the premise of the show?
No,
It's these two are switched at birth, so like with their families, and they end up dating. I'm pretty sure, and it's like their parents wanting their like relationship to succeed, which is a really funny premise.
So they're dating.
Yeah, I don't know if they're dating. I believe
and her parents are actually
his parents, and his parents are actually her parents.
Yeah,
and like they're it looks really cool. I knew it was part of the season.
It's a cool like slice of life.
Yeah,
it looks like a lot of.
So here's the thing. Here's where we get into the interesting territory.
Oh boy.
Say her parents find out that he is actually their son and she's not. But they've raised her entire life, so she is, for all intents and purposes, their daughter. And he is now their son.
Mm-hmm.
Are they siblings, and is it incest?
No.
It's
not blood.
It's not blood.
It's like if my mom picked you up out of the, accidentally picked you up instead of me and walked away with you. Just your mom birthed you, but my mom birthed me, and she just picked the wrong kid up.
Familial wise, yes, I could definitely see. Like it would seem like they are the same. Like, they are brother and sister. They're not actually brother and sister. No. Yes,
but for people viewing it,
people viewing this will think it's a show about incest. That's 100%. There's no way that it'll be anything else. You know what I mean?
Like if you saw a situation like this, would you think that's weird? They're siblings.
I wouldn't, but I could definitely see a lot of people being that way.
Yeah.
But I think I'm an anime fan.
Well, until it comes out,
used to
nobody really,
situations.
Until it became public knowledge, they're still their kid. Like,
yeah, I think they would also probably keep that private, so no one else would know.
That's kind of like one couple gets married, and at the same time, their parents are dating. Their single parents are dating, and they get married, and then they all meet, and it's like,
oh yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah,
almost like the greatest of shows, Domestic Girlfriend.
Oh, dude, don't get me started.
Domestic Girlfriend has a wild soundtrack, though.
Yeah, we don't have to get into that show.
I didn't watch I talked about it last episode. I didn't watch the anime, but I read the entire manga. It's one of my favorite romances.
I enjoyed it. It was very good.
I'm still upset about the ending and happy at the same time. Anyone who's read the entire thing or knows the ending and has seen a lot of it knows what I'm talking about.
That's fair. All right. Moving on with the news. Having some technical difficulties real quick. You can blame it on me. No, we got it. The top 10 winter 2022 endings and openings have been released by Spotify. Easy number 1.
Yeah.
The Rumbling AOT opening. That is the only song from this list that I have on my phone. Right. And I consistently listen to it. It's part of my rotation now. Number 2, Akuma no Ko, the ending from Attack on Titan. 3, Naked Hero Vondi, which is the Ranking of Kings opening from the second half of the season.
Fan.
These are all good. Number 4, Kai no Yukue. I think that's My Dress Up Darling ending. 5 is Sansan Days, My Dress Up Darling opening. 6 is Flare, Ranking of Kings ending, which is the ending. 7 is Rescue Me, which is the Blade Runner ending, which I didn't
I didn't watch Blade Runner either.
Did you watch it, John?
The first episode, I wasn't a fan. Terrible animation.
Number 8, Paint, the One Piece opening. 9, Your Name, the case study of Vanitas. The opening.
I dig that one, yeah.
And 10, Daylight, Arifureta opening, which is fair. That was a fire song. I really like that one. That was the other one I was tempted to download onto my phone.
Yep. None of those surprised me in the slightest. So
no. Are there any you guys think that got left off this list that should have been on there?
For the winner? No.
The winner? Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know.
Yeah, not much else to comment. We all agree with these. No change.
Those are like the 4 shows that we constantly talked about throughout the winter.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. I didn't watch the opening or endings for Attack on Titan season 4, but I really enjoyed the opening and ending for Dress Up Darling.
I think you would really like the Rumbling. The Rumbling, it's a very like metal based song.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of people reacting to it. I just haven't watched it.
It's so good. I think, like I said, it's on my phone. I consistently listen to it. Next up on the news, Demon Slayer season 3 revealed its first trailer. I know originally it was region locked to Japan, but obviously that did not last that long.
Nope.
I didn't watch it. I don't want to. I
either.
Figured this would be something we'd react to together.
It's one of those ones that we're gonna do. We'll post it up on the YouTube.
Yeah, so please keep an eye out for that going forward. We just wanted to put it out there.
There is Best Girl.
Yeah,
right on screen.
Yeah,
dude, can we talk about her sword real quick?
Yeah,
it took me a minute to like realize what was going on, but that's baller.
Yeah, it's insane.
The kid on the left is an asshole, but I mean,
there always has to be. Yeah. There's it's what's gonna.
He's
happen.
probably OP as fuck too, though.
Yep.
It's how they are. They have to be OP as fuck and assholes. They can never be OP and nice.
And I don't remember exactly how old he is, but he seems like he's like Tanjiro's age or younger.
I'm pretty sure they're the same age or like a year or two different.
He gives me Inosuke vibes, just like but longer hair.
Yeah,
the face and everything. Yeah,
like the young, like pretty face.
Yeah, very feminine features and stuff like that.
But
next up on the news, there's a new trailer coming up for the live action Full Metal Alchemist movies. Or there's new
movies.
The new trailer was released. Sorry.
Yes, for both movies. They're doing 2 or 3.
Oh, I thought there was only one. So that's
no, they're doing 2 or 3. They're remaking the original, which was god awful.
They're remaking it.
Yeah, it's following the same premise as they covered in the first movie, the first live action movie, but I think they're remaking it as a new version, better version, hopefully. And then they have the Scar one. I think the backstory one for Scar, which would be
good. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
the first one was god awful. So I mean, if it makes it better, then I'm all for it.
Yeah,
fix your mistakes. That's cool.
That's true. That's all we want from these. Next up on the news, the Jujutsu Kaisen stage play has revealed their character posters for the cast. I mean,
what the fuck do they mean by stage play? Because that could make me very angry.
Stage play.
It's a stage play of probably the same stuff from season 1.
Like theater class stage play.
Yeah, in like Japan, it'll be Japan only. Like none of us will see that. Like,
dude, why?
Well, a lot of shows do this. A lot of shows have stage plays.
They did Naruto. Naruto's pretty cool.
Naruto's was good, but that's different. How the fuck are they going to make this a stage play?
No idea. It's
zero clue.
How the fuck is a real life Gojo gonna fuck people up in the way that he does in the animated version?
It's gonna be way worse, but that's all. Yeah, there's nothing else you can do.
They got a lot of technology and shit. It might make something. I don't know. I'll be interested to see how it. Maybe we can kind of pirate it and find a way to watch it.
Yeah, I'll definitely be interested to see the reactions from fans as well to see like how they think about it.
Yeah,
because
they kind of hit the nail on the head with like characters, though.
Yeah, the characters
sometimes like the casting is not there, especially with live action shit.
My only problem, and the picture is kind of blurry.
Yeah,
is if is it Nanami?
Yeah,
he doesn't look old enough.
True. Yeah, he does look fairly young.
He looks the same age as everyone else.
But I feel like that's kind of tough as well. Just like it's tough to like differentiate ages for us from a Western perspective to looking to people from more Eastern origins and stuff like that.
Richie, speak for yourself.
I'm pretty bad at it. So.
As someone who's been watching K-pop music videos and variety shows for over 2 years, almost exclusively, I'm very good at telling the age difference between Asian.
I'm pretty sure John's with me though. He can't.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so these people could be 15 or they could be 30.
I'm solo here.
Yeah, 100%.
Asian people do age gracefully.
They do.
Yes.
They age like fine wine.
Yep.
Next up on the news, with the merging of Funimation and Crunchyroll, there's been a lot of speculation and talks about the future of the anime streaming platforms. As I'm sure many people have noticed, there's been a good chunk of shows pulled from Crunchyroll, which we've covered in previous episodes. And well, that is mostly due to High Dive owning rights to certain studios. High Dive has many shows pulled and added to their platform so it avoids a monopolization of the streaming of anime shows in the Western audiences and stuff like that in the markets.
Fuck High Dive.
I only had a subscription for one show, and I will freely admit it. I watched Redo of Healer.
Oh, 100%.
I watched that show.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was like I couldn't get a free, so I watched it. So
you don't gotta be ashamed of that guy. That's something that's like
I'm not ashamed of it.
About.
Yeah, that was like that's the actor everyone was talking about. So I was like, fuck it, I'll watch
it. Research purposes.
Sure.
I did stop halfway through because at some point it got ridiculous. But the reason I fucking hate High Dive,
they make it impossible to cancel your subscription.
Yes.
It's a lot of work.
Do you know how many times I open my fucking computer and it says your High Dive account has been
suspended?
No, not suspended. What's it called?
Delayed.
It's unsecure. Your password is unsecure. It's been revealed. And it's like, okay, well, I'll just go on and cancel my subscription, take my card off there. It's like, nope, you can't do that shit.
It's brutal. Yeah, it's absolutely brutal.
All right. So my only hope for this is the fact that with these large scale shows being pulled and put onto this platform, there's a chance that they do a revamp on their site / app.
You'd hope so. If this in turn causes an influx of cash flow, that they're able to. But if they're not, like if they aren't seeing dividends from getting all these new shows that like not new shows, but like big name shows, that they probably won't change anything. It'll probably still be the same systems because it costs a significant amount to redo everything.
Yeah, I feel you. The only thing, they're big name shows. It's not like they're pulling
it's
side shows,
it's like no game, shows no life and stuff like that. Yep. Dan Machi,
but they're shows that we're going to get new seasons of.
Yeah,
so
exactly
in the hopes that maybe people start subscribing more or being a part of that system based on the fact that they want to see a new season that they can only watch on High Dive. It's either going to go one of two ways. It's going to be watched illegally.
Yeah.
Which we cover all the time. It sucks, but with no way to watch it, that's just kind of how we got to do it. Or it's going to go positive, and we're actually going to see, it's going to be like the Funimation Crunchyroll thing. There's going to be two apps again.
And I'd be okay with it. I'd honestly be okay with two apps. Like I'm hoping for that. Like,
I was okay with Funimation and Crunchyroll. I was fine with that.
We don't have to turn to like illegal stuff. Like we've mentioned this before. It just I won't go into it further.
I was good with both. The thing is, Funimation had a lot of really good shows and the dub going for them.
That's fair.
And their platform wasn't that bad. Crunchyroll, a lot of really good shows only on Crunchyroll. The platform's not that bad. High Dive has like 3 or 4 good shows that are only on High Dive. And the platform is ass.
The platform is terrible. I will give you that. I've had a lot of difficulties trying to even just like search for shows.
Yeah.
And like if I search for it on my computer, I can't find it. But if I search on my phone, it's there. And it's like, why is there this disconnect?
Yeah. I get you. And given High Dive's been out for a few years now at this point, but they also never had, maybe a handful of shows at the most that have drawn people's attention to ever even care to join High Dive.
Exactly. The last big one, what we just mentioned, Radio of Healer. That was the big one. That was it.
They're known for not having the restrictions on shows that a lot of apps or sites use.
Yeah.
I mean, they show a lot of uncensored content.
Monster Musune, is that what it's called?
Oh, dude.
That's a name. Yep.
Yeah. That's a good one. What's else? Yeah, there's some crazy. Or
I watched.
Why the hell are you here, teacher? I watched that show. That one's why.
So I didn't watch that. I read the manga, but the reason I got a High Dive was because that was the only place you could get, as it was coming out, the dub of Danmachi.
That's
originally.
fair.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but now I'm trapped. I can't get out. They won't let me leave.
It took. I think I had to call someone to cancel my subscription. And I did it. I was so mad. I couldn't get over it. I was like, you know what? I'm doing this. I don't care how long it takes me. I'm committing to getting rid of this. What is it? $5 a month? I don't care. I don't want to spend $5.
But
yeah, exactly.
See, I don't even care about that, dude. It's like my thing has been compromised. My account has been compromised. I get notifications every day that my password is unsecure. Change your password. I changed my password. Your password is unsecure. And it's like, okay, let me delete my fucking account so I don't have to worry about this.
Yeah. What sites are you going on, Jake, to make your password unsecure? That's all I'm saying.
Listen.
You think you'd have better cybersecurity, seeing how that's like what you're going to college for?
Listen. I have several computers. The computer that I'm talking about is not that computer.
Okay.
Same emails though.
What's that?
Same emails though. You know, if you're using the same email and passwords on accounts everywhere else, you know.
No, I don't have that account. I only have High Dive, my account on one thing, and fucking Microsoft Edge.
Oof. That'll do it.
Is really giving me the ringer every time I open the app.
Got to get that Chrome going.
Yeah, I like the interface of Edge better, but the security is pissing me off.
Yeah.
Oof. This guy over here. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're right.
You got to be the security. You got to be the security.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
what? That does it for the news. I will pass it back to my good friend John.
Hold on.
Oh.
So I thought I took a screenshot of this. I didn't. It was either on Twitter or Instagram. I read something. I don't remember if it was Netflix. I'm just saying Netflix for lack of a better thing. But it was like Netflix is putting out anime shows. One of these streaming platforms is putting out anime episodes weeks after they come out in Japan. So 90% of the anime viewership on that platform is watching these shows, these episodes illegally before they come out on the platform. And it's like, is this their fault for it coming out weekly? And I thought to myself, fuck yeah, it is.
It's fair.
The number one least patient fan base in the entire world is anime fans.
Oh, people can't stop. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. It's kind of why I like Netflix, because a lot of times they just put everything out as like a whole.
Yeah,
exactly. Like Kotaro Lives Alone, the show we recently covered, that all got released at once.
But the thing that sucks that I'm dealing with Netflix right now is, I don't know if it's over, but Peaky Blinders season 6 is coming out on Netflix at the moment.
It's over. I'm pretty sure this is the last season.
It's over. I know, but the season, right?
Oh, yeah.
But guess what? We can't fucking watch it on Netflix until like the middle or end of June.
Is it June or is it?
It's June.
Is it June? Okay. I knew it was coming up, but
it's like, dude,
I know them.
Just VPN it and just put UK as your.
See, I tried that for the UK, and I've also tried that with Korea for like Korean shows.
Yeah.
VU, anyone who is into Korean shows, and shit doesn't work.
Huh.
That's fair. I know recently, I remember this was actually hearing on the news recently that Netflix has finally, for the first time in 10 years, Netflix has lost subscribers from Q1 of 20,000, and they're expected to lose 2.2 million in Q2.
So they're cracking down on passwords.
That's why,
passwords. But one of the main things they're blaming, which I was kind of surprised by, was Putin. They're blaming Putin and the war in Ukraine for their loss of subscribers.
Well, they did stop their service in Russia. You can't count that as a loss of subscribers.
That's why I was like, you can't be like, what, you did that yourself.
Yeah.
But
we don't want to hear about the big crackdown on.
There's got to be way more than 200,000 Russians on Netflix.
Exactly. So it's interesting to see that type of stuff.
But I will say, as much as I love it on Netflix, we do need our week-to-week shows because we need something to talk about on a weekly basis.
Well, the thing is, dude, and it's especially a big thing with anime fans because, big TV shows like Game of Thrones come out. You got Game of Thrones and maybe one other big show that's come out at one time, and you wait years for it, right?
Yeah.
So you can pretty easily avoid spoilers. But with anime, you're watching like 10 different shows at one time. You can't go on any social media until you watch that episode. It's like, dude.
Yeah, like I have seen,
and that's if you keep the manga people away from you.
Oh God, yeah. Like I get ads for like the latest My Hero stuff and like the chapters and stuff. I'm like, I was like, they were talking about like the traitor being revealed from the My Hero stuff, and I was like, I don't want to know. Don't show me.
I get news articles from like manga of like shows I watch and stuff all the time. Like not even like deliberately. It's just like because of my like day-to-day searches. And
you just got spoiled for One Piece, right?
Every single day and it's my own fault because
who's up on the manga knows what just happened in the manga. John got spoiled.
That's TikTok's fault. And it's my fault for just continuously watching the video.
Yeah, but at some point you just can't stop. But the thing is, dude, that's a huge reveal and you're not going to be able to experience that for the first time.
Yes and no. So one, I didn't see it. I heard about it. Two, I've always kind of stood on the fact that there's always going to be differences between the manga or webtoon and the anime. And three, I've always stood by the fact that like I very much love watching it like played out in motion and animated in a certain way. Because that could be make or break on a lot of different aspects of certain shit.
Well, at least for One Piece, because that's the one I know the most about, at least for One Piece, the fights in the anime are so like the manga fight is like a few chapters long, not that intricate, but a good like tension filled fight.
Okay.
And then when they animate it, it's like 40 episodes long. The animation is insane.
Yeah.
And like there's so much more to the fight, which makes it really interesting. And that's a good thing because like if I know every move that's gonna happen and it only lasts 10 minutes, like I don't want to watch that.
No, you won't.
It's like
there's no reason for
new,
you to.
Yeah. And I mean, coming from anime has come such a long way.
Yeah.
I mean, the 3 movies we just watched, I mean, are definitely older style anime.
Yeah. We focused a lot on choosing older movies that we haven't seen before.
That are just completely different than what we are used to watching. And you'd think, I mean, we give shit to Shield Hero, but Shield Hero is on a completely different level than shows that may or may not have come out 20 years ago, 30 years ago, given we may enjoy those shows a lot better 30 years ago or those types of shows, but still we can judge them and we can, say one way or another because we've seen such a wide variety of shows or movies or animation styles or the way things are played out. There's so many different ways to go about shows that kind of drive it in a lot of different directions. I mean, we talked about Ranking of Kings. Yeah. That's one show that took it to a completely different level and nobody expected it to go the way that it did,
No, nobody expected
go with a flashy, big name, like glossy Demon Slayer type animation. Demon Slayer is top tier. I'm not going to say Demon Slayer is not top tier, but you can still enjoy a show that has that action or has that whatever feel to it.
Yeah.
Well, in the grand scheme of anime, there's very few top tier shows.
Yep.
But there's a lot of really good, enjoyable shows.
Yes. The show doesn't have to be top tier for someone to enjoy it.
Yep.
Like my
We
first
talk
show,
about it all the time.
Death March. I really enjoyed that show, but it was trash. Looking back on it, it's pretty bad. Like
that's why Richie is here right now.
Yes.
Exactly.
We need to introduce him to better shows.
Hey, I'm getting there.
But no, I mean, we have a lot of shows that are like that sit in the 6-7 range on our list.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of shows. I mean, we're close to 30 weeks in at this point. So like we've covered a lot, and we have a lot of middle ground shows, but those are the shows that we honestly enjoyed the most.
Yeah, and we're not here except for Deep Insanity.
Fuck that show.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's
we're
fair.
not here picking shows that we don't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even Death March was like a 5 something.
Yeah.
It's Richie's first show and one of his favorites. That's yeah.
It's fair.
I like some really bad shows too.
Your favorite show may not be a good show, and that's completely fine. Like people have to enjoy what they like. Screw whatever anyone else thinks. You have to be okay with what you like and support it. And I think that's really nice in anime, because there's so many different shows. There's so many different styles that you can find anything, no matter how good or bad it can be seen in the eye of the general public, and you can still enjoy it. And that's completely okay. It's really nice to see that that in the community.
And you'll always find, now that there's anime is so big, you'll always find someone else who likes it.
There's always there's always gonna be
It's
a
always
wiki
Deep
or a
Insanity.
Reddit page or something where you can go and talk to people and just enjoy what happened in the show, no matter how good or bad people see it.
And there's never going to not be something that won't pique your interest.
Yeah.
Some people love action anime. Some people like a slice of life. Some people like sexual content. Some people like, whatever. There's always going to be
like them all.
Exactly.
That's why we're here. That's why we cover such a broad variety. It'd be one thing if we came out here and talked strictly, action, fantasy, whatever, all day, every day. But we do our best to cover as broad of a variety. And it's open doors to, shows that the three of us may have never seen. It's kind of why we have a lot of different perspectives on the show. There's shows that I like, or, they don't like, or they like that I don't like, and that's also why it averages a lot of the scores out. There's always going to be
also the separate categories that we graded on too definitely helps in averaging it out.
Yes.
There are plenty of shows we've done that have great animation, terrible plots, or terrible animation, great plots.
Exactly. Yeah.
You got to hold them all to a certain standard. But I think that's what makes it so good and genuine as far as ratings concerned. But
exactly. But speaking of rating shows, talking about what we watch every week, let's get into the movie for this week. John,
I'm loving the transition. I'm loving the transition.
That was like a 25-minute tangent.
That was I figured we got to get into it at some point. So
Can we put it out there and talk about the character development for Richie over the last few weeks?
Look,
man,
I think the alcohol is helping me loosen my lips a little bit, but
Richie's putting in a lot of work today. He's working hard.
I'm feeling it. I'm definitely feeling it.
I don't know. For those watching on YouTube, you can see the pink, you can see the red, you can see, the alcohol getting to my system.
Oh, speaking of, are you sweating?
A little bit.
So anyone who has been wondering what the fuck that noise was the first hour and 8 minutes of the podcast, I forgot to turn my fan off. So sorry.
The struggle
I
is
honestly
real.
can't hear it on my end, so
I can really relate to Jake now.
It's
hot.
Here,
it's real hot in here.
Especially with living in the
two
swamps.
people.
Yeah, 2 people while drinking, and I have to have my fans off to record this cleanly.
Yeah,
you guys the fans should be happy how much we sacrificed.
Honestly,
I had frost on my windows this morning.
Yeah, it snowed in my hometown on Easter.
Yeah.
John, the snakes are out here, man. It's summer.
All right,
summer year round there, so I don't want to hear it.
Enough of the sidetracking, John. Please take it away.
Oh, me? Okay, my bad.
Yeah, get to work, motherfucker.
Shush.
Well, with the great transition from Richie,
I tried real hard to set us up, but we kept going.
We're going to slide into our weekly topic here. Top tier or steer clear. If you watched last week's episode, we kind of talked about the fact that we're trying a little something new. We're rotating. We'll do 3 movies. We'll do 3 TV shows. We'll switch them back and forth, and we get a few different lists going together, and broaden our range a little bit. Last week we covered Lupin III, Giamon's blood spray, and don't mind the shots being taken right now.
Wish you were here, John.
I mean, I got like a whole liquor cabinet next to me, so I
got a whole Richie next to me.
He's got a whole dick next to him.
Right next to him.
Fair enough, but I get them year round. You get them once. That being said,
fair enough.
This week we're covering Jake's show of choice or movie of choice, Perfect Blue. Give you guys a little background on it. Originally released in 1998, had an 81.
As old as me.
Yep. Running 81 minutes and had an 8.0 IMDb rating. Quick little synopsis for you. Mima, member of a J-pop idol group named Sham, decides to leave the group and become a full-time actress. She gets stalked by a creepy-looking fan named Me Mania. Yep. I'm getting slurring the words a little bit here.
Come on, man.
We're an hour and 10 minutes in. You can't blame them.
Who is upset by her change from a clean-cut image. Following directions from a fan letter, Mima discovers a website called Mima's Room, containing public diary entries written from her perspective, and which has her daily life and thoughts recorded in great detail. During her acting career, she is joined by the manager and former pop idol, Rumi, and her agent, Tadakoro.
You need to work on your Japanese, John.
Yeah, whatever.
You got this.
Mima confides in Rumi about Mima's Room, but it is advised to ignore it. Mima's first job is a minor role in a television detective drama called Double Bind. However, Tadakoro lobbies the producers of Double Blind and succeeds in securing Mima a larger part that involves a rape scene. Despite Rumi's objections, Mima accepts the role, although this leaves her severely affected. On her way home, she sees her reflection dressed in a former idol outfit. She would claim she's the real Mima. Between the ongoing stresses of filming Double Bind, her lingering regret over Sham, her paranoia of being stalked, and her increasing obsession with Mima's Room, Mima began to suffer psychosis. In particular, struggling to distinguish real life from her work in show business and having repeated, apparently unreal sightings of her former self. Damn, I killed that.
That was long.
That was a long. This movie needed that. Let's be real,
John.
Well, I've been lacking the earlier episodes. I lacked a little bit on like the description.
John, I brushed over your comment about you killing that. You killed that.
Yeah,
congratulations. You did well.
I thought so. We may listen to the recording and we mumbled that whole situation, but
I think you were good.
To our inebriated selves, it sounded great.
We're posting it anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
100%. Let me
take it away.
Let me pull up some. Make sure I can type this out while we're going here,
dude. So for those of you who don't know, which is probably everyone, I spent a long time in film school trying to be a screenwriter. And like my favorite types of films or films to write were like the really mind-fucking, like dark. The Perfect Blue is a perfect example of like the type of stuff I was into writing. And I had been told about this from some of my film school friends a long time ago, and I just never got around to watching it. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity now that we're doing movies. And before we get into the details, here's what I have to say about The Perfect Blue. I am very thankful I watched it. It is a phenomenal movie, but it is a hard watch.
It's a long watch.
it's not. I don't think it's a long watch. It's a hard watch.
Yeah.
That
The,
too.
the time flew by for me, but I was mentioning to Jake this earlier. I watched this today, and I'm sitting there in my living room watching on my laptop, and like there's like rape scenes. There's very like nudity and like all this stuff.
A
and
very adult themed show or movie.
And my family's walking by, and I'm like, oh God, it's like the classic meme when you're watching anime and your mom walks in, and it's like a crazy scene, like that's nudity and all that stuff. And that's how I felt like. But I gotta get props to Satoshi Kon, man.
Yeah,
what a
100%. I'm a big fan of this.
Is amazing. He's amazing. I can't describe him any better.
Yep,
he's genius.
Yeah, that's the word for it.
All right, Jake.
So for plot, dude, it was so well done. The plot was. I'm gonna give it a 9.5. It was so well done. Me and Richie were talking about it a little bit on the way back from the bar. It's like he had one opinion on what was happening. Go ahead and open it.
Okay, I didn't want to while you're talking.
I do it all the time.
I just want to overwrite it.
He had one opinion on what was happening, and I had a completely different opinion on what was happening before the reveal at the end. And it's like the perfect thing about movies like this or shows like this or anything is everyone can interpret it differently. It can be seen from different perspectives. It doesn't exactly tell you what the hell's going on, but it makes you think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It was so fucking good. And as a K-pop fan, I talked a little bit to Richie about this earlier. As a K-pop fan, this is a serious problem. Like, this shit actually happens. I mean, I'm not quite sure about like all the like murder and rape and all that shit, but just fans who take things way too far. They're called sasaengs. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but they don't understand that there is a difference between enjoying an idol's music or what they portray on TV and their private life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
So this shit really happens. I'm only gonna name like one or two, but like Stray Kids, for instance, had to come out. Somin had to come out and talk about, telling sasaengs to stop showing up at like their dorm or their hotels and shit. And then I forget who it was. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave it in the comments. One male idol of a really big, I think second gen group, fan sent him a love letter written in her own blood. Like shit like that, dude. And like this movie, I'm glad I watched it now because I know that this is like real life for some of these celebrities.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just hits different. And it was so well done. Yeah, it was just good.
That's fair. John, I'll let you know. I give this plot a 10. I loved it, man. I couldn't get enough. This is not my type of show, like type of film. I'm not a big fan of psychological thrillers and stuff like that. It's just not who I am. I really get confused sometimes and stuff like that. But I think this was the perfect blend of fiction and reality. Jumping back from one scene to the other, seeing the reflections, seeing all like when Mima thinks she's seeing her old self as an idol, when like the meme mania comes and interacts with Mima and stuff like this, like when Rumi and stuff, it's like that interaction with all these characters, it just drives it so well. And I literally had to look up an article after this to explain what happened to make sure my understanding was at least accurate or like isn't like or close to what happened. And I never had to do that before. That's not something I've ever done in my life. Yeah. But I was so invested in this film that I had to know. I had to know what was real. I had to dive into everything. And it was just amazing. Like seeing all this stuff. Like this film is so based in reality and dealing with mental disorders and stuff like that, that it's relatable to a certain point where like people like dealing with fame and stuff like that. It's tough. And this is a real life depiction of what they go through.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing to see how well it's portrayed.
Yeah.
My favorite like film device that helps with stuff like that is when you can't tell what's actually real that's going on and what's not. You know what I mean? I mean, we kind of understand by the end, but for like a good third of the film, you don't know what the fuck is.
Yeah, you have no
happening.
idea. I had literally no clue about what was going on. I remember just sitting there watching it with my jaw on the floor. It was insane. Like I didn't know what was going on at all. And it was great because like it would be like 1 second she'd be like in that rape scene, and the next second she's like seeing her time as an idol and stuff like that. And it was just crazy.
Yeah, dude, that rape scene, even though it wasn't even real in this show, it was hard to watch.
And like even the guy, like when he is like,
sorry,
he says, "I'm sorry." That's how you know how real of a type of feeling that is. Like that's not something you get from even real life TV. People, you don't get to see that, and it's just amazing how well it's portrayed.
Mm-hmm.
So I give it a 9. I'm a big fan. I was at 9.5, Jake.
I'm
no. So the only reason I gave it a 9 instead of a 9.5 was the fact that not even 10 minutes into the show, I picked off exactly who I knew was going to be the antagonist.
I fell for the red herring.
Who are you talking about?
I don't know. Do we want to ruin it or we not want to ruin it?
Yeah, we can. It's spoiler.
Okay, spoiler. We get the spoiler warning. Was it Rumi?
Mm-hmm.
You knew she was the bad guy from the beginning?
So I knew that there was going to be, I don't know if it was maybe like, I thought that the weird or like the big fan was going to be like, maybe like showing up to help like in certain scenes. But from like the first few conversations I saw with her and Rumi, I knew that maybe I've seen a lot of shows under this premise to where
I have too. I'm impressed, dude, because I had no idea
that she just set something off in me. I was like, yeah, she's gonna be like,
you got the creeper vibe.
Yes, and also like as soon as the Mima's room became a thing, I was like, the only person, stalker or not, the only person who would know these details is the person that she confides in every single day.
But okay.
So, I guess I didn't think about that.
You just actually answered a question for me now that I think about it, because I was about to say, but she wasn't the one writing Mima's room, but she was sending him emails every
the whole
day.
time.
Yeah.
So like, she wasn't deliberately the person on Mima's room, but she had to have part of it because she's the only person that was confided in every single day. Certain details that like even a stalker wouldn't necessarily know. You know,
the one thing that kind of
plus her eyes threw me the fuck off.
Exactly. I was literally just about to mention this. Well, like her and Rumi and Mimania, I'm not like they're both like disfigured. You know what I mean? Like the non-conventional aesthetics. And it was like I was like, well, that's
those little foreshadowing throughout the whole.
Is that like a connection? Like, are they siblings? Like, what is going on? Like, how are they connected?
Now that you think about it, I literally thought in the whole thing when I first saw Mimania, I thought, well, he's obviously the bad guy. Look how fucked up and wide his eyes.
Yeah, it's a classic.
So I thought the exact opposite.
Hold on, John.
John, hold on.
I thought he's obviously the villain. He's the only person with eyes that far apart. And then I saw Rumi. I saw her, and I was like, wait a second. There's more people with eyes like that. It wouldn't be that obvious. That's not to tell. But now that you're saying it, it was the tell.
Yeah, it was the tell. And it's absurd. Like, because you don't think about it. You're just like, oh, that's just a part of how they're animating the art. And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Like
it was an older style art, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You just assumed it was part of how it was animated. But no, it was a real clue that if you weren't really thinking about it, you would miss.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it till the end, really.
So the only part that like I was somewhat wrong about was the fact that like Mania, he Like I thought, like maybe, like yeah, he's fucked up, but at the same time, like he's like also he's her stalker, but also like her protector.
Yeah, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yep, thank
Exactly.
you. I was wondering if anybody would get that reference, but yes.
No, I knew what you're talking about.
But like yes, also her protector. I was completely wrong on that aspect, but
yeah,
well, in his eyes, he was because
He was protecting the real
Mima. Yes.
Yeah.
In his eyes, he was doing the right thing, whether it was wrong or not. Yes. But yeah, like I said, I picked it out early on.
You've always been good at this, though. We've talked about this in the past. You've done this several times in the show, and just in shows in general. You just know. And I don't. This is also something like I'm sure, like if my sister watches it, she's also got the same thing. She's just like, "Oh, that's the bad guy. Done. Next episode."
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, I never would have guessed.
Okay.
You know what
First
I mean?
off, if you're listening to this episode, just putting that out to my girlfriend. Yeah, you can pay attention to subtitles and understand what's being played out, because clearly I can understand both of it.
John, you're going to
look, man. Don't bring her up. I'm sorry. I'll apologize on his behalf.
I'm on her
usually
side.
asleep by the time this part of the episode hits.
Let it be known on the record, I'm on her side.
I won't go that far, but
she's like the big dubbed, you know.
She's already gonna beat my ass, so I'm cool.
As a dub fan, I understand, but the thing is, when you transition into sub from dub, it's very unappealing until you force yourself to watch like 2 or 3 shows at least.
Yeah.
And then it's like you're so used to it by that time you don't even notice.
And I think it has to be a good sub as well. Like you have to watch good sub. Like if you just like force yourself to switch, like there's plenty of bad shows that are sub. Like and like if you aren't watching the good ones, it's not going to make any difference.
Well, what did it for me was on Crunchyroll and then Funimation. It was My Hero.
Okay.
Funimation was doing the English dubs the same day it came out in sub.
Oh, really?
I think this was in season 3 or 4. I think it was 3 of My Hero. And then like halfway through the season, they were like, you know what? We're having problems keeping up with this. We're pushing it back 2 weeks. The dub will come out 2 weeks after the sub. And I was like, well, I can't stop watching every week.
I thought the dub was god awful in My Hero.
I love My Hero dub.
I love the sub.
The translations were god awful.
Yeah, I understand, but I watched the first 3 seasons of My Hero in dub, so I love the dub.
It's
Anyways,
what
so
you're used to. Yeah.
By the time I was done with that, I was like, well, there's other shows that are coming out in sub before dub. Maybe I'll just watch those in sub. And then I was like, all right, well, this isn't so bad.
I've watched so many of both ends of the spectrum that I can tell. Like I told, we kind of covered it when I was talking about 86. Like I watched both subbed and dubbed was like my go-to. Like I love dubbed way more. I thought it was way better than the sub. But then again, we're also shit, y'all
Dog, my face is beet red. But continue with your point, John, please.
Well,
just spit it out so we can move on.
We already got past my point.
This is one of our longest
episodes. Tell me how you feel about the characters.
Characters.
Sorry,
characters.
So what if I just do this?
Check the YouTube video, everyone, please, and thank you.
I cheers my 2 glasses.
John, you should have taken some time off and come down, guy.
If you guys had told me this ahead of time, I just would have canceled my Nashville
trip. We've been talking about it for like a month and a half.
And John, I want to let you know, this is going to be a yearly thing. I think I'm coming down this way.
All right, Pat, let's make it a yearly thing.
I just wanted to let you know ahead of time. So
we'll do a yearly thing down in Florida. Jake can come up and see us. We'll make it a thing. We're going to do some live recordings.
We got to do the 1 year live all together. Well, I don't give a fuck.
John, we're coming to Newark for the Stray Kids concert. Your ass better come.
You'll be up here.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after the.
We'll talk about it in our reaction.
I'll pop out for the weekend. You also just stay for like the weekend or something.
We'll talk about it in the reaction video. So please, everyone, take a look at our YouTube channel. Give us a like and a subscribe.
Yes. 100%.
Also, I think we're going to start, if this all pans out right, we're going to put the video on Spotify for our audio listeners too. So
yeah,
can we do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, actually they just released it on Anchor. So,
Check us out
we
on
should be
Anchor.
able to upload our video to Anchor and upload it like we do with our audio. So we should be able to put that up with our video.
But enough of the sidetracking. Jake, what do you think of the characters?
Yeah.
So this is tough.
That's fair. This is yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 9. There wasn't that many in-depth characters, but the ones that they had, I'm talking Mima, Rumi, Mimania, were so fucking well-rounded and thought out characters going through individual things. You don't understand this shit throughout the, like, anyone.
Every time you think you know something that's going on, you don't.
Yeah, exactly. You won't know what the fuck just happened the entire movie until the end.
No.
But like the slowly going crazy of Mima and the separation, because she went from a pop idol to this probably makes a lot more sense to me as someone who's really in the K-pop world, of going from an idol to an actress. There is a huge distinction, and it's not an easy change, and it's not easy to give up and leave your group, especially to do something you're not sure about. And the fact that, you know, this is true in J-pop and K-pop. These idols are owned by companies.
They spend years, don't they? Like at each they dedicate their lives.
The leader of Stray Kids, Bang Chan, became a trainee at JYP Entertainment when he was 13 years old.
And he's 23 now.
He's my age.
Yeah, he's 20. Oh, so 25.
He's a year
24.
older
Yeah,
than
sorry.
you. He's a year older than you.
11 years.
October 97. So he spent 7 years as a trainee training in the company, and then debuted and is now the leader of Stray Kids in the same company. But what I'm saying is, essentially, these companies own these idols. And if the company makes a decision, look, I don't care how much you like your group, you're going to leave that group and become an idol because we can make more money.
Yeah.
Then that's what you have to do. You're on contract. You can't leave. You know, it is what it is. And so just that realism turning into this whole separation of her personality almost.
Yeah. The dissociative personality disorder. Sorry, I'm slurring.
So she didn't actually have that.
Yeah, but I know, but you know what I mean? Like that was like what they were trying to go
they
for.
They were like mirroring the
TV show.
The TV show with what she was going through.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. And then Mimania, fully believing that he was protecting the real Mima by this imposter who was shaming her name.
When he saw her, like the fake Mima, that was amazing. That was an amazing scene. I loved that when he was like in her room and stuff like that, and they were like talking to each other. That's you can't ask for better. Like psychosis and stuff like you can't ask for anything better than that.
And then Rumi, what the fuck?
Even at the end, in the mental hospital, when she's at the end, like she still sees herself as Mima in her reflection.
Yeah,
like she's incredible.
She is Mima.
Like that's incredible. That's just like that type of character is like incredible.
What bugged me the most, I mean, I know they were going about it, whatever.
Yeah.
The chase scene at the end,
that was kind of crazy.
That kind of bugged me because like I hate to be that guy. Rumi's not in shape. She ain't like that. But like she was like,
well, good thing it was like a 10-minute chase scene, right? Like it was it was a pretty long chase scene.
You ever seen an NFL offensive lineman run a 4.340 or 4.440?
Those guys train all the time.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
she was a former idol.
Well, not even that. Mima doesn't run that much or anything, doesn't do stuff like that. Rumi could be running all the time.
It was more of like the skipping part to me that like, I know that it's not actually what happened, but like, it was just like the way it was portrayed, like her just like bouncing around type thing.
Well, the thing is, that's how she sees herself. And then you saw once in the reflection of her actually just fucking running.
Yeah. Breathe, like sweating and breathing. Yeah.
that's how I think the story was almost told through Rumi's perspective. With her being like, that's how she sees herself. She is the real pure pop idol Mima.
The only time she saw herself as somebody different was when she wasn't wearing the wig.
Yeah.
And that was like a super.
She saw herself in the reflection of the puddle,
and she immediately was like, "Oh my god, I gotta fix myself. This is not right. This is not who I am."
That's like twice in My Hero, the Liberation arc, and then also Rorschach in
Watchmen.
It's like, my face.
Yeah. Those are really cool characters. I completely agree with you. That's a very apt description of who she is. I don't know. I think I give the characters a 9.5 as well. Can't ask for better. This was like an amazingly character driven. There's a handful of characters, not even 10.
A handful of actual
characters. You know what I mean? Like,
I'd say like 5-ish.
Yeah, and you didn't need more. Yeah. There was no need. They probably could have done less. You know what I mean? They could have just had Mima as the only character, and I probably would have enjoyed it just as much. Like Mima, Rumi, and Mimania, and I would have loved it. They didn't have to mention any other character, and they would have been amazing.
I gave it an 8. I'm a fan.
An 8 for characters.
Yeah. I mean, like I said,
someone's got to bring us down.
That's not bringing it down.
No, I know. I'm harassing you.
Part of it, I mean, I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the aspects to it. Part of it, there's an aspect to having too much, and there's an aspect to having not enough. I do like having
been more characters.
Not necessarily more characters. I mean, maybe
more
a little
development.
Like a little deeper dive in certain characters, like Mimania would have been cool. Like, what got him to like the aspect that he was there? Like to that point,
it was just like his middle. He was just there. Obsession. Yeah,
I think the if they did a TV show, they could have done that. But for the movie, I think that's part of the charm.
Yeah,
don't charm as in interest in the character, because he's a really shitty person and there's no charm in him. But you know what I mean. Like the mystery of he's just like the way we as level-headed human beings would view someone so obsessed over someone like that. Like he's just like raw. He's just off. Yeah, you know what I mean.
And so
we wouldn't wonder how did he get there. It's just he's just off.
So my only thing too is I know it was somewhat foreshadowing, and I know it was somewhat like visual cues that we kind of talked about with the eyes and like the general face structure, but I think it might have hit a little different if it was maybe like more of a normal-ish looking.
Yeah, instead of something
very obvious as far as like a disfigurement of a character. So and I mean, I get that it's like somebody she can personally pick out.
Yeah.
Like that was a big part of it, was the fact that like it's whether you want to admit it or not, we all like it's just one of those things that like sticks out as a personal character trait. So like she sees that in the crowd, and so like that's something she'll remember other than just a normal face.
Yeah, well, also the fact that God, I just lost my point of thought.
Point of trot.
Yeah. We're at that point.
Yeehaw, baby. Yeehaw.
Fuck.
You got this. I believe in you. So
I think the point was for him to look like that. So obviously the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because he's not the mastermind.
He's the red herring. He's exactly. I mentioned this earlier, like he's the. Do you think he's the mastermind?
I get the visual. Bad. I get the reasoning behind the visuals. I think that just like as a character himself, I think it would have maybe like hit me a little different. Like if I get the reasoning why, like, oh, you automatically in the first scene pick out him.
Yeah, the first
as soon as you see him, you're like, oh,
it sends you in a different direction, so you're not looking at Rumi.
Yeah.
I mean,
which fuck you. Neither of us were looking at Rumi.
Neither of us
I
were.
100% was.
Again,
I was
we've
like, this is too obvious.
We've mentioned this before. Though.
Yes.
Well, we've talked about this. Yeah. So.
But like, I think like more of like a normalized, or even like maybe like a chubbier like version, like I don't know, like maybe like a weebish, like chubbier, like what we get from all the isekais.
John, are you saying to me and Richie right now that weebish, chubby guys
No. So what I'm
are
getting
stalkers and murderers?
Wow.
You're saying that,
John, I see how it is.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going at it.
Damn. I guess they got to watch out then.
Yep.
If we haven't been caught yet,
I know the
right?
one person I was thinking in my head
Who's that?
Was from Mushoku Tensei.
Oh my god.
So you're comparing us to him.
No, I'm not comparing that. Before you guys even said that, that's the character I portrayed as like, or even like a normal character that can like blend in.
I'm just busting your balls, buddy.
I know. But like a character, yeah. I understand the aspect to it. I don't think that that needed to be done. Put it that way. To the extent it was done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair
enough.
Fair.
Yeah. Wow. I'm glad we're repeating each other.
Well,
well,
what it is. We're on the same screen, same words,
same level of drunkenness.
Yep.
You know what? I feel like let's get into the hardest category, in my opinion. Art and animation.
Yep.
This is the hardest one for me. I can't believe this was tough.
We talked about it a little bit earlier. So the thing is, John.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to you because I've already talked to Richie about this.
That's true.
And, I'm gracious enough to let anyone listening to this, hear my opinion.
High horse, are we?
Very
drunk horse, not high horse.
That was a good one. Anyways,
420.
I'm bowing. If for anyone on the YouTube, thank you very much.
Anyways, so the thing is, I still don't know what to rate this animation because we've been rating everything compared to Demon Slayer. And compared to Demon Slayer, this is trash. But
I wouldn't say trash. I think it's mid-tier.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It's not like good. But from 1998 in a movie for what it needed to do for the story that it's telling, I think it's like an 8.5 or a 9, honestly. I think that based on the time period and the content,
anime,
the content that it was portraying, it's an 8.5 or 9. But we're comparing everything. We have been comparing everything to Demon Slayer. And so I don't think I would rate it that high in that aspect. So I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay.
This show, I mentioned this to Jake as well. This is peak 90s aesthetics. Yeah. Like this is exactly what you want. Like when you see people like screen grab stuff on Twitter from 90s anime, this is what it is. Like, and it's in my opinion, it's that nice nostalgia, beautiful stuff. And I give it an 8 as well. Like I think it does it well enough to where it adds to the story, in my opinion. Like I don't think it takes away from the story at all. Like the animation and the aesthetics help develop the story so well, especially stuff like I looked up this article as well because I had to figure everything out, and they were mentioning like all this like the white lights and stuff in the background was like it meant allusions to like her being on stage and everything, like the stage lights. And I didn't put that connection together when I was watching this. And I thought that was so cool that they included stuff like that, even, 24 years ago. Like that's amazing that they thought about that then.
So the thing I got to tell you, Richie, that was perfectly, I'm glad you brought this up because it's a teaching, it's a lesson that you guys need to learn. This movie portrays it perfectly. Something I learned in directing class from a great teacher. I'm not going to name names, but shout out TCU Film School. Is every single thing, every single shot, and everything in a shot needs to have a meaning.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. been in high school theater and stuff like that. I've acted before, and I know everything on that stage, from the color of the lights to the color of my outfit, has a meaning.
Exactly.
And it's like, I obviously, like, even now I still don't, I'm not that critical, but like this movie, you have to be with like every single little thing. And it's amazing. It does it so well. Like it's a complete package.
Satoshi Kon, you know, a lot of people look down on animation as a medium to tell stories. They should watch this movie because Satoshi Kon did something most live action movies can't do. And he did it with an anime. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he did it in an hour and 20 minutes, what most films can't do in 3 hours. Yeah. It's absurd. It's absurd. John, how are you feeling about the art and animation?
I gave it 7.
Okay.
Middle of the road.
Yeah, that's fair. I
couldn't put it too high just based on like, and it's not even necessarily like the Demon Slayer argument. There's just like a few nitpicks that like, but it's for the time.
Was one of them the character design of Me Mania?
No, not necessarily. It was just like some of like the lackluster like visual animations as far as like facial. Like the thing is like the characters are like the main stage of the whole aspect.
Yeah.
And like I get some scenes where like stills or whatever it may be.
So I don't mind the stills. I think the backgrounds are really good, but I will agree some of the like they're not even side characters. Some of the extras in those stills were not well done.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with that one at all.
I mean, they're just frozen.
I think my favorite parts of the whole thing were like when they were actually performing like concert wise.
Yeah.
That was some like cool, and like they were really good for like back then. Like the movements and everything. They were like in sync and everything.
The one thing
the animation of Me Mania, like his facial expressions and the way he moves, really portrayed well like his character.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys listen to the lyrics of the last song they played live?
Yeah, like
Sham.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
And like the song it
was like very weird about like, well, not weird, but like it was just like very generic. It was like I wear jeans. I want to wear.
Oh yeah. I know
it's like I'd rather wear jeans than a business
I think
suit.
the thing is like the first
humanizing them.
Well, not even that. The first song that they played in the beginning when Mima Reen was in Cham and
Sham.
That was like a really good like deep song, and the guy played it when he killed the screenwriter. The thing is, like, I think it's trying to portray that when Mima left the group, when Cham went from 3 to 2 members, it lost its soul.
But didn't it do better? Didn't they like actually
get better? But you know what?
It lost. It was. Like it became a stereotypical group rather than a unique group.
Some of this mumble rap with no meaning in their lyrics does better than J. Cole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel you. I respect that. I like the reference too.
We're big J. Cole fans, me and John. So
I'm last J. Cole like album I listened to was like 2017 or 2016 or whatever.
2014 Forest Hill Drive is the best album of all time, and I don't care.
100%.
You guys
most
can
complete album,
comments.
hands
I
down.
don't care.
So Forest Hill Drive was the last one I listened to, and I knew that at the time he was a lyrical genius. So I just talked about mumble rap because that's garbage, and compared it to J. Cole because I know that, you know.
Yeah.
As far
Forest
as
Hill Drive was our anthem.
That's our anthem. Yeah. That's it's us. What's the final score, John? Let's hear
8-6.
it. 8-6.
8-6.
That seems about right.
Yeah. It's on par for the course.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Richie's movie too. So we'll be covering that Sunday.
To it. Yeah.
But with that,
you know, we'll get back to TV shows, but the movies are pretty easy.
The movies are a lot easier, a lot less stressful.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes I got to meet the deadlines. It's not like a deadline, you know what I mean?
Procrastinate, and I got to watch like 12 episodes in 6 hours or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Right before the fucking podcast.
And this I could watch.
Which is funny because
today,
the length of these movies is about how long a season would be.
Well,
That's
the
false.
length of our
100%
3 movies
that's
is
false.
1 season of our regular show.
Yeah.
1 season.
Yeah.
An hour and 20 minutes. How long Perfect Blue was is 4 episodes of an anime.
Yeah. Mine's
15 minutes a piece. Yeah.
And mine's like 2 hours. So like, yeah, and yours was 50 minutes. So I think it's literally a season and like 2 episodes.
Well, with that, I know we got draft on the screen. I just wanted to put it up there. But we're going to push our draft off to Sunday. We are doing a double recording. This is Thursday night. So we're going to push our draft off to Sunday. Kind of extend that episode a little bit. We kind of got on a tangent tonight. Definitely got a lot of content for you tonight. Let me put it that way.
Nobody was there to keep us on track. So
let's just celebrate the fact that today is the first day me and Richie ever personally met in person. And,
exactly.
And you guys were here for it.
It's very well done, by the way. Yeah.
Thank you.
That being said, I'm also trying to push it off. And anybody who's listening to this, Jake's kind of winning in the draft right now. So if you can steer that a little bit.
No way.
If we can steer that the other direction before Sunday, that'd be fantastic.
You're not fucking pandering, are you?
That's given that I even get this episode up before Sunday.
I've lost like 6 weeks in a row, guy. Don't do that shit.
Give it to him.
Give it to me.
Let's give it to him. I'll allow it.
And we all know I was going to win the waifu war.
There was no, I just wanted second. That was all I wanted.
Uncultured swine up in here.
Whoa.
First of all,
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Go fuck yourself, John. We're moving on to the outro.
Outro.
It's my time.
If Jake can manage it is Jake's time of the night right now.
First of all,
I can look at his notes and I love it. That's all I'm saying.
First of all, Richie, since you love it so much, why don't you read what John put for the outro in the notes and then read what I put next to it?
Jake, you get to wing it or do it. John's a bitch.
Okay. Whatever. You've been calling me a bitch since week 1, so I'm not going to.
You are a bitch.
It's the perfect audio test because we get to go the levels of up and down and make sure everything geared.
Bitch has all the tones.
Yeah.
if you're ever here for a pre-show, that's literally what we say in our pre-show to test our audio levels.
Literally all of us.
Yeah.
And Richie has earned his bitchness.
Yeah. I'm glad. I'm all for it.
All right. Anyways, that was episode 27 of the Anime Happy Hour podcast. We covered Perfect Blue, chosen by me. I think right now, John, am I wrong? It is the King show, the Crown show.
That's correct.
Movies. We only have 2, and this one was above the last one.
Yep. I expected as much.
Richie might unseat me next week.
Mine is supposed to be really good.
Episode 28. None of us have seen it.
Nope.
You can always support us on YouTube. We finished off the Ordinary album from Stray Kids this past week, and we have gotten just unbelievable support on our YouTube channel, and we're very thankful for that. We're halfway to monetizing, and I don't know. I mean, we don't need to monetize on our YouTube or even get a lot of love or anything. It just means a lot. It kind of gives validation to what we're doing here. We're posting reactions to K-pop videos. Later tonight, we're going to record a guide to a K-pop group. We've got an upcoming TikTok reaction video compilation. We react to anime trailers. And then in the future, we are going to do tier lists. So definitely pay attention to those because, you think we go at it in the podcast. Wait till we actually have to freaking rate something.
And then stuff will get heated.
Yeah,
there's no way it doesn't get heated.
Those tier, I can't wait. I can't wait to shit on John. Bleach is F tier. I'm calling it now. Anyways,
zero comment for right now.
Anyways, so we keep coming up with drafts every week. We're not doing one this week, so we're double recording. We'll do it on Sunday, but we're kind of struggling to continue coming up with draft ideas. So I mean, if you're listening right now, go to our YouTube, go to episode 27, go in the comments, give us some draft ideas, or, can you comment on Spotify, John, or Anchor?
Yeah, I usually post on Spotify. I don't think we can do it on Anchor, but Spotify it does post up to the page. So you just got to click the description, and it should be right at the bottom.
All right. So if you can comment on Spotify, then if you're listening there, give us some draft ideas. We would really appreciate it. I'm going to try not to lose as much as I have in the past month and a half. Looks like I'm winning this week. Fuck John. Keep voting for me.
We got a few months left. So come September, we're going to have a belt and a trash can to give away. So,
yeah.
Wait, hold on.
I just hope I have one more than Kirk has won.
Most wins for the season. And then you get that.
I think I'm leading.
You get that for the year.
It's most wins and most losses, I feel like.
Most wins. So I think I've got most wins. I'm far away from most losses.
Me and you are pretty. Richie got a late start, but
I think I made some ground though.
Yeah,
I feel like
you may have, but before you came on,
you were killing.
I won like every single I won every single draft up until you came on, and then I've been on a losing streak. But
I don't know if you won 17 straight, but
what can I say?
We didn't start from the beginning.
Oh yeah. But
we started from like episode like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Well, just check us out in a few months.
We'll check it.
Tell you.
We'll hit the links. We'll see what's up. But you get the belt and you get the trash can for the year, and we'll gives us motivation to get through the next year.
Also, this is looking way into the future, if this even happens. But what is it? 100,000 gets us the gold play button from YouTube, or the silver one.
Silver.
See that wall right behind John's head?
Right behind him.
It's pretty empty.
We're gonna hang it up there. So
there's only one poster on that wall.
Yeah, it's the one that Richie got me. It's a slime poster.
Straight out of Japan.
Straight out of Japan.
It needs some company.
I bought shelving to put up all my pops, and have yet to put the shelving up. I've had it for about 4 months. So
well, get to fucking work, John. Anyways, you can email us at animehappyhour951@gmail.com. You can check us out at Facebook at Anime Happy Hour Pod 03. Or you can, check out all of the mediums that we're on for our podcast at anchor.fm/happy anime hour 03. At this point, if you're listening on Spotify, check out our YouTube. We've got a lot of other content besides the podcast that you can check out. If you're watching on YouTube, we really appreciate it. Once again, we got other content. Leave us a comment if there's anything else you want us to do. We'll take it into consideration. This has been episode 27. We'll see you later.
See ya. Dog, that was our longest episode.